All right, guys. Oh my gosh. Well, we got ourselves the Xbox Elite Series 2 controller. This controller has a lot going on, and well, we got to figure out, is it actually worth it? Now, something that I want to note before we get this started is this is marketed for Xbox One, the Series X and S. So for people who have had this before or know about this Elite 2 controller, this is something that has on the box itself Xbox Series X and S. It's an Elite controller. It might make you Elite. So let's open this guy up and see what it has to offer. Well, first things, there are pull tabs to open it, but this is an unboxing. We're gonna use a knife. So we're going to cut and cut. Ooh, all right, let's close this up. We don't need this anymore. I guess it's important that I take my sip of coffee. That's good. That has not been sitting for a while, waiting for my kid to fall asleep. Okay, let's go ahead and open the box itself to see what it has for us. Oh, okay, so a green box. Green inside, interesting. Oh, that's nice presentation. Wow, way to go, Xbox. Let's go ahead and put that down there. Let's see what comes in the box. We have this. Anything underneath here? Okay, yeah, we do. Seems like there are things underneath here that we can open. We have this, which has a braided cable. That looks nice, right? A good USB-C, nice, strong, solid braided cable. And you know, I had a criticism towards PlayStation or Sony because when they had their cable, it was with this really cheapy twist tie. This, I know it seems interesting or a funny note to make, but the twist tie itself actually is pretty normal, like this plastic. It's not the weird paper one. Now, you know, that might be because they want to have a better environmental footprint, and if that's the case, good on you. And yeah, but this feels good. The cable is actually feels really rigid, which is nice, and we'll get to that. We have a pamphlet here, a bunch of paper goods, it looks like. All right, so paper goods, Game Pass Ultimate code, which got so many of those. Yeah, great. Elite 2, is this just, yeah, has everything from what we have, different accessories. Cool, so I know all this and we'll go over that. I'm not gonna use the pamphlet to go over it. So we'll go ahead and put all this back. Actually, I'll take care of that later. So we'll keep this out because this is part of the gear. We'll keep that up here at the top of the shot or whatever. And this is the money maker. This is the whole controller. It's heavy in here. This feels really good. Now with this case itself, this case has a port, and this port is USB-C. So you can actually charge your Elite 2 controller in this case. Now this case does not have a battery in it, it's just a pass-through. So you wouldn't be able to charge the case and the case charges your controller. This is rather just a place to safely charge your controller if it's sitting in the case. So that's that. All right, we see the cable. Let's just take care of the cable because I don't want this on the desk anymore. So with the cable, get rid of the twist tie. It's just a nice, super long, crazy long cable. Xbox, good on ya. I mean, there's some branding, right? So we have some branding on it. I don't know if you guys can see it. We got a little Xbox logo right here, which is nice. I don't know if I can get that for you guys. There we go. We can kind of see Xbox logo, maybe. Who knows? There's branding on the cable, but not on the C part, but not the other part. Yeah, the USB A, right? A, B, A. All right. Here's where the money is, this big old pouch. So let's open up the pouch. One single zipper. Any branding on the zipper? Nope. It is somewhat grooved. Okay, let's see. What do we have? Okay, well, first off, looks real nice. It looks super good. Okay, we have a little thing here. Oh, wow. So there's a little piece of felt here, which you take off. Okay. This is the, oh, I see. Okay, cool. That's really cool, actually. We'll talk about that in a second. This felt was just an extra piece. This is the controller. Wow, that feels real grippy. Real grippy. Wow, that's nice. Now again, some people don't like this controller. Me personally, I have no clue. I don't know if this is a good controller or not. I do know that it has features that I want to try out, and we're actually gonna give it a crack for 30 days to see if my KD goes up. And I know that might just be experience, but you know, there's some things I want to go over. So, okay, we have a bunch of different things to go over with this case. So in this case, there is a dock. And that dock is what plugs into the USB-C cord. Now that dock is also accessible through this little hatch. So the hatch itself isn't for the case. The hatch itself, that's kind of cool to see. I don't know if you can see that. The hatch itself is actually to plug into the dock. So you have your dock and you place it here, and the controller has three little points on the back. And those points on the back, oh, it's magnetic. That feels real good. Yeah, and it's strong, and the dock is heavy. I should have a scale. I'm not gonna do that. Okay, so we have that. We have the dock, and we have some extra buttons. If you guys can see the overhead shot, extra buttons, places for paddles. It's a nice rubberized thing. We have a D-pad. These buttons are, I believe, yeah, I think that these are. So there's a, if you see on the actual controller itself, there is the standard. I have the actual Xbox One S controller it came with. So it's the standard kind of, there's a grooved ring with a concave inside. So this has the advertised anti-friction ring. So basically when you're moving it, should feel like there's no friction. And I will say that on the outside, there is a little friction on the Xbox Series S. I am feeling a little bit on here. It does feel very uniform, so that's kind of cool. So side by side, I mean, honestly, this is much heavier, much heavier. The buttons feel similar. So it just knows its place in my hand because I'm used to playing. Now these back paddles are really, that's different. That's why I got it, but it's gonna take some getting used to. And so let's look into the extra accessories. So you can take off the buttons themselves, or the joysticks themselves. They come off. That's one of the features, so that you can change out, right? So like, let's say you want to be a little more accurate. You take off one of these and you take out this tall one, and now you have yourself a higher one that a higher thumbstick, so you can be a little bit, have smaller micro movements to be more accurate. Oh wow, that feels good. It feels weird to have it that high. Interesting. Cool. So that's one thing you can do, which I hear is common. Now another thing you can do is take that off, put it back in here. There is a not concave, but convex, so a little bit more rounded. And I'm assuming that that's gonna be for more movement-based things. So you would put the rounded one over here, and you would put the higher one over here, and you would have yourself, ooh, that feels real nice. All right, I need some more coffee. Okay, we'll get rid of this guy. Distracting. Yeah, that feels good. Holy moly, that feels good. I wonder how that's gonna translate in game. That's interesting. That is such a different feeling than the actual controller that it came with the Series S. Now let's go ahead and let's go back to normal. And as you can see, it's really easy to switch these out. And I don't feel like, yeah, I'm pushing pretty hard and it doesn't come off. These don't feel, I was like, it's magnetic, will this come off? It doesn't feel that way at all. Another thing you can do is you can take off this D-pad itself, right? Ooh, it's metal. That's all metal. That's crazy. And you can put on a normal D-pad. Ooh, that feels good. I like that. Cool. The D-pad feels pretty good. Not mushy. Now, here are some of the things that this has, other than the interchangeable buttons. Let's go to the back. This is where all the magic is. This is where it changes, okay? We have trigger, right? Trigger pulls like this, or we can pull it back and they don't even go down all the way. So, wow. So we can go from this, right? All the way down, to all the way up. If we want to switch that, pull it back, that's as far as it goes. So that's more for hairline triggers, and we can, you know, get into a fight, a gunfight, and you can be like, That feels super good. I like that a lot. I think then also we have these paddles, right? And so with the paddles, I believe they just come up and out. Oh, I see how that, is this metal? They're metal. Wow. So you go in and back. Holy moly, they come out really easily if you want to take them out. So basically the way you would take them out is you would lift in and then pull out like this, and they come right off, and they fit perfectly in this case. So that's the point of these paddles. So you have the case right here. They're metal. Wow, this feels super good. That is insane. Now I wish that there was a cover. Oh, I see the actuators right there. Okay. So there's the buttons that it's actually pressing. If you see right here on the controller itself, you can see that there is a, move in, there is a button like this, click, click, click. You can see the little circle above here. That is what the paddle is clicking, so interesting. I'll put the paddle back on because I'm gonna wanna have to go through that. And that feels super cool. Now, one last feature of the controller itself as hardware is you get this metal key. Everything's metal. Metal in a high, it feels like a nice rubber texture. You get this key, this little key right here. And what you can do is you have tension on your thumbstick. You can use this key, go in here, and you can actually tighten down the tension. Oh, that is a completely different feel. I wonder if it was all the way loose when I did it before. And then you go in, that's really nice. What's nice, yeah, it was all the way loose. So what's nice about the tensioner is you feel actual stops. It's not like, you can actually feel the stops that you want. There's 3 stops of tension, and you have these, and yeah, the feel of it snapping back feels really good. There doesn't seem to be any play. It's very, very sturdy in design. The buttons feel great. The buttons feel good. They don't feel mushy. So it turns on, and there are 3 different profiles that you can use. Standard, everything's good, and then you can load these profiles, which is super cool. You can customize this whole thing. This thing isn't plugged into my Xbox yet, so it's gonna be searching. Let's go ahead and turn this off. There we go, turned it off. And we have ourselves everything right here. And honestly, I'm really impressed. Are these bigger? That's what I'm curious. They're ever so slightly bigger. And I wonder if that is, I don't know what the purpose of those differences, I don't know. The build quality and the feel of this feels really good. These rubberized back is nice. We got ourselves the standard Xbox right here, the plug-in, and then you also have a 3.5 millimeter, but this looks really nice. And when you have it up against a white controller, you have one black, one white, that's good. They are hand-wise, I mean, it is the same size. We're looking at pretty much the same sized controller, so it's not gonna be weird for me to go over to this. Now, one thing that this does have, or does not have, is this does not have an interchangeable battery. This is all one battery, so you will have to make sure that it's charged on a regular basis. And man, that's cool. So here's the case itself open, which you guys have been seeing, but to put this back in, it actually is magnetized to the bottom of the case itself. And then you close the case up, zip it shut, and you got yourself this nice, hard, protective back. I guess this is a little thing if you want to hang some sort of thing. And this is the Xbox Elite 2 controller. First impressions is this thing looks great. I haven't played on it, I haven't used it. We're going to use it exclusively as my Xbox controller, and my Xbox is what I play most of my shooting games with. When it comes to Call of Duty or Fortnite or Apex, this is what I'm gonna be using on my Xbox Series S. And we'll see how it is. We'll see if my gaming feels like I'm a little bit more capable. We'll see if the controller actually makes me quicker, or if I feel like I can react better because the controller feels a certain way. I don't know. I don't know if this is actually gonna do anything for my gameplay, and is it worth the $179 that it costs to actually purchase this thing? I'm not sure. I'd go out on a limb and say that the build quality is very impressive, and for it to be $120 more than an actual Xbox controller, I don't know. These feel pretty good and they feel pretty sturdy and I've had no problems with them, but this does have those crazy features in this case, and they don't, at no point during this do I feel like they shied away from quality. This feels like really, really good quality. So I'm happy with that, but we'll see. So yeah, that's it. We are unboxing it. This is my first impressions. I hope this thing lives up to its price because man, oh man, is it expensive. Its competition is gonna be controllers like SCUF or Power A, and they range anywhere from the same price to as low as, you know, $100. So yeah, this thing's a hefty price and we're gonna have to give it a crack. So if you found value in this unboxing, go ahead and hit that like button. If you'd like to be a part of this wonderful community, it's simple, just hit that subscribe button. If you wanna be a part of the team, being totally excellent and magnificent, that's that join button. $4.99 gets you part of the team, and you'll get some custom emotes as well as badges next to your name and access to the private Discord channel. And last, but certainly not least, happy gaming.